Hey foodies, sugarheads, party people, welcome back to my channel. This video is multi-purpose. It's a restaurant review slash promo. It's encouragement for marriage-minded people. It's encouragement to try new things. And it's an encouragement to pray believing. I'm gonna get right into it. So these are my parents getting prayed over. It's their 45th wedding anniversary. Woohoo! And it's such an inspiration to me. And I know it's been an inspiration to others too because they have actually voiced it to me. So I just want to give God the glory for keeping my parents, for sustaining them, and for giving them longevity in their marriage, for helping them through the challenges of life, for helping them to overcome obstacles and difficulties, for giving them the grace to raise us, me and my brothers, in the Lord. And I can't wait to see what God has in store for them. It is very refreshing to see people committed to each other still in this day and age, no matter what. And just because they made it to 45 years doesn't mean that everything was peachy. So hopefully it's a little encouragement to those who are married or trying to get married, any marriage-minded person at all. I'm not married yet, but that doesn't mean I can't encourage you to stick it out, right? Okay, so we went to this swanky restaurant in New Rochelle to celebrate their anniversary. I was the one that suggested it, and it's called Dubrovnik, and they serve Croatian cuisine. It's fine dining, it's pretty upscale. Love it there. However, at first I was kind of iffy about it because the cuisine is different from what we're used to. So because of that and other contributing factors, I just started looking for other places for us to dine at. It was so last minute and it was a lot of us. And if anybody knows, it is very difficult to get 25 people to dine a la carte at a restaurant. They usually try to force prefix menus on such large groups, and we didn't want prefix. I actually wanted everyone to order and pay for what they wanted. So nothing else was working out, and I was like, okay, well, we're stuck with this place. And I was kind of worried that people would be like, why did you bring us to this place with food that we are not used to, you know, complaining and all that stuff. I have a little story to share. I will go into more detail about this in a bit. Not only was the food delicious, but the service was top tier. They brought out a display of fish on ice and made a whole presentation about the types of fish that they have on their menu, and some of us chose the biggest one that you see there to share between 4 of us. The presentation was pretty nice. It was a unique experience and we loved it. But let me talk about the appetizer platters. And I'm kind of bummed because I didn't really get good shots, in my opinion, of the appetizer platters. I don't know, I guess my lighting wasn't the best or my angles were off a bit, but everything on those platters were ridiculously good. By the way, I think it's important to note that this place is a little pricey, so be guided accordingly. Save up your coins. This platter that I'm talking about is almost 60 bucks. It's pretty much family style. So on the platter, we got grilled octopus, grilled calamari, grilled jumbo shrimp, and various types of veggies. So everything except the salad was char grilled. Just so you know, you can get each dish separately. For instance, you can get the grilled calamari appetizer, the grilled octopus appetizer, or the grilled shrimp appetizer. You can get them all separately if you wanted that. But we had them all together, and we had 3 of these platters. And we did a little variation and got fried and grilled calamari on 2 of them instead of octopus, and octopus on 1 of them with the grilled calamari. Okay, so let me break it down to you. The shrimp, the flavors, like, how do they even know how to put these flavors together? I don't know how I told the manager, I don't know what y'all put in the shrimp, but it's so good. He just laughed. The octopus, if you've never had octopus before, you need to try it for the first time at this restaurant so you can know what to compare it to. I have had octopus before at another restaurant and it was so rubbery. It tasted good, but this restaurant has mastered the art of cooking octopus. Not only is it tender, but the char grilled flavors, oh my gosh, it was seasoned perfectly. Also, not only is the fried calamari bomb and better than I can remember having, but the grilled calamari was also outstanding. Okay, even the grilled veggies were great. That cabbage salad thingy, that was delicious. The salad with the tomatoes, that was also really good. It's a little tangy, so if you don't like tangy, you might not like it. Okay, the asparagus risotto. Something as simple as asparagus and rice, the way they flavored it was phenomenal. I couldn't stop eating it. I kept going back for more. If you enjoy asparagus, you will love this risotto. You need to get it if you ever go to this restaurant. Everything I had that night was spot on. I was in heaven. Remember the large fish from before? So they seasoned and grilled it, then they deboned it tableside, which was such a beautiful spectacle to see. It fed 4 of us. So that was actually our meal along with 2 sides. And the sides were Swiss chard and potatoes and Croatian potato salad. And everything was so good. I was pleasantly surprised by this cuisine. I don't know what I expected, but I didn't expect it to be this amazing. So when I booked this restaurant, I told them that it would be 25 people, right? So they allowed us to have our own private room downstairs, which was really nice. Our tables were set up. We had a large table for the adults and a smaller one for the kids. And man, the service was impeccable. The attention to detail and the courtesy of the staff was excellent. So downstairs where we were, there's a door that leads to an enchanted garden outside, okay? It's another dining area. There's a cute little fountain. They have fig trees and they actually pick the figs and use them in some of their dishes. And I really thought that was pretty neat. There's extra seating so you can lounge a bit. It's like a whole vibe out there. The perfect place for a small wedding or any kind of intimate celebration. I believe they booked the garden separately, but don't quote me on that. I took some pics of my parents by the fountain. Aww. They also have a little terrace overlooking the garden, and that's also another dining area. So they also have the main dining area, which is upstairs, but we didn't use that space. Everything about the restaurant was just classy and charming. When it comes to beverages, I only had the Shirley Temple, but that Shirley Temple was mixed so perfectly. And I have to mention it because you may think, how can anyone mess up a Shirley Temple, right? Well, they can. And they have, because I have been to a restaurant where the Shirley Temple was mid at best. It wasn't that great, but this bartender understands how to balance the sodas and the syrup perfectly. And I had 2 of them and they both tasted the exact same. Like how? So yeah, I really enjoyed Dubrovnik and I can't wait to go back there and try other things, because now that my palate has been opened up a little bit to the Croatian cuisine, I think I can be a little more adventurous with some of the other dishes they offer and some of the dishes that I've had already too, because they were bomb. This is your reminder to try new things. Don't be afraid to try new things. Don't get so stuck in your comfort zone that you don't come out. Don't just go to the kind of restaurants that you're used to or eating only the food that you grew up on. There's so much more out there to experience. Expand your palate, expand your horizon, because you just don't know what you're missing out on if you only stick to what you know. Try different cuisines, different experiences, try different things in life in general. Just try and see if you like it, because I tried this and I ended up loving it and I can't wait to go back. Fun fact, you wouldn't believe how I found this place. I just went on Google and typed in restaurants in New Rochelle with parking. That's how I found it. They have valet parking, by the way. Interestingly enough though, I had seen a billboard about this restaurant prior to finding it on Google, and I had already made a mental note that I wanted to try it. So when I saw it pop up on Google, I was like, okay, yeah, this is a sign. Okay, I'm gonna leave you with this. Believe what you pray for. Story time. After I had already made the reservation and I thought more about the cuisine and some of the food options they offered, and I thought about the group of people I was going out to eat with and what they usually eat, I was a bit hesitant. So I prayed. Yep, I pray about every little thing and asked God to help everybody to enjoy themselves. I pray that everyone would enjoy the food and for it to be an overall great experience for all of us. So I prayed that prayer, right? And pay attention, because this is the teachable moment. Then one person voiced that they didn't really see anything that they would want to eat there, and that made me feel like, oh my gosh, what if other people feel that way and they're just not saying anything? So I started panicking, looking for other places. All of this after I had already prayed, right? And then I got convicted and the Holy Spirit was like, but you prayed for people to enjoy this place. Where's your faith? So this is me trying to reason with him, and this is a dialogue happening in my mind. Like I was like, but somebody expressed that they don't see anything they like on the menu, and that was my excuse for giving up so quickly. So I was going back and forth in my mind about it, and at some point I was discussing with my mom other options, and I spent the whole Saturday night, even into the wee hours of Sunday morning, knowing fully well that I had to wake up really early for church, trying to look for another restaurant when I already had one, and nothing was working out. Actually, there was one other restaurant that was willing to take our large party without giving us a prefix menu, but it was one that we visited before, and the food was kind of like hit or miss, and the place wasn't as nice. So we didn't really want to go there, but I still considered considered it because I wanted people to, one, have more options, and two, I wanted them to eat the kind of food that they're used to. What I'm trying to say is this: when you pray, believe. Believe what you ask God for. No matter how trivial, believe what you pray. And the fact that I took time out to pray means I should have just trusted God. So don't doubt. I doubted, and if I had continued in my doubt, nothing major would have happened really, but we would have missed out on an amazing experience. And thank God that even though I had those doubts, I somehow still decided to keep my original reservation. Also, the fact that we couldn't find another suitable restaurant. It's a good thing that I decided to keep the original reservation, because not only did God answer my prayer, he exceeded my expectations. Everyone was raving about the food and just the whole experience. So I was kind of responsible for everyone eating something that they probably would not have chosen for themselves. But at the end of the day, they all were like, you chose a good spot. And all glory be to God, because I believe it's because I prayed because I was so nervous. Okay, so to sum it all up, number one, put Christ in the midst of your marriage and commit to your partner no matter what. Two, you need to visit Dubrovnik in New Rochelle. Three, don't be afraid to try new things. And four, trust God. When you pray, pray believing. I hope this encourages you in some way. Thank you all for listening. Please subscribe to my channel. I want more stuff to share with you guys. And also look out for restaurant promotion shorts on my channel. Oh, just so you know, I want to point out that I'm not getting any form of payment for promoting Dubrovnik. This is purely based on my experience and my willingness to share it with you guys so you can eat good like me. Okay? God bless you, and I love you in Jesus' name.